Hey guys, this is by far my most requested video, which is to talk about my animals. I get asked all the time about the story behind my dogs and my cats because they all have really strange personalities, as you'll see, and hopefully they all come to me. If not, because my cats roam, if not, then we might have to catch up on the cats tonight. So I'll start with TJ. TJ's the youngest. I got him 4.5 years ago. Give me sugar up on mommy's lap. Oh. I got him 4 years ago. I was in Mexico and we got this 2-week-old dog, and he had a really distended stomach, which means that he has worms, and to be that infested with worms at such a young age, it can actually kill them really easily. He also had mange. My step cousin, I guess she is. She's like, yeah, she's my step cousin. My step cousin and I brought him across the border. Yes, thank you. Hello, border control. He's legal now, so. But I smuggled him across the border on top of my feet with my dress over because he was so young he couldn't walk. So they do check your car. I wasn't driving. My step cousin. Just call her Anne. Her name is Anne. Anne was driving, and so they checked, at your feet with a flashlight. And so I slid my feet. They actually asked me to move my feet. Talk about an oh shit moment. I moved my feet and he stayed on my feet because he couldn't walk, and he was comfortable. And compared to my feet, he was tiny. And we got across the border, they didn't notice. When I first got him, I had him dewormed, and he was 2.5 pounds before we dewormed him, and he was 3/4 pound after we dewormed him. Just to give you an idea of how small he was. I actually have a photo of how small he was. Let me get it. So this is TJ when he was about 2 months old. This is my thumb. Like, my thumb goes from here to here. To give you an idea, it's this hand. He's very small. When I first started feeding him, I was living in a Motel 6. I didn't actually live in California yet. I was living out of my car, and then I started living out of a Motel 6 because it was the only place that a dog could stay. The people next to us were construction workers. They were Mexican, and they always were ordering Mexican food. And TJ would only walk if he was walking towards the smell of the food that they cooked at night. And I couldn't get him to eat the dog food. It was really difficult. I had to feed him fake breast milk. And so I was bottle feeding him, but he was still really, really small and really underweight. And so my vet was really concerned and I was really concerned. And finally I had this idea, hey, he seems to like tacos. Let's feed him tacos. TJ literally survived because I fed him tacos, and it gave him pretty bad diarrhea, but luckily he was on the breast milk, which helped a lot with that, and he gained weight way faster once I started feeding him tacos. Come here, buddy. He's sort of confused. He's wondering what's going on. He's like, why? What's going on? Why are we sitting on the floor and talking? Hi, sugar. And he likes being held like a baby, and he likes sleeping with his mama. TJ, his whole life, has been vegan. The only exceptions were when he got the tacos, which sometimes weren't vegan, or the treats that he gets aren't vegan. But up till when he was 2, besides the tacos, he was totally vegan. And he only ate the tacos for like 3 weeks or something. But yeah, he eats natural, balanced, vegan dog food, and he's muscular. Show them. Show them your muscles. All right, Diego, your turn. Come here, buddy. So I'll tell Diego's story and he'll sort of pop in and out. He'll let me lie down on top of him, but it's kind of hard to film like that, and it kind of freaks him out sometimes, especially if he doesn't know what's going on. Like, as long as I'm soothing to him and talk to him, it's fine, but if I'm talking to you guys, he gets a little bit anxious. Diego came from a secondary shelter, I guess. It's a non-profit shelter that saves dogs that are going to be put down from kill shelters. And he was there for, I think, about 5 years. The paperwork was sort of unclear about that, so we're not actually sure how long he was there or how old he is. We do know he came from a hoarding situation before he was taken in. but to either keep him out of the kill shelter or to keep him from getting, you know, put down, this nonprofit took him. He should be 11 now, according to what they said. So if he was like 8 then he should be 11 now. But he's really tough. Like, he has a lot of white on his face, but he's really tough. He has really stiff back hips, but he's doing really well, aren't you, bud? Aren't you? My sugar. So people think he acts weird now, and they think, oh, what, you know, I think a lot of people will kind of judge me because they think, oh, what has she done to this dog that makes the dog sort of shy of people or scared of her sometimes, or scared of loud noises, or scared of like any type of shouting, even if it's like happy shouting. If they had seen him before, then no one would think that. When I picked him up, he would not walk on a leash. Diego, when I got him, was petrified of having his collar on because what I think happened was he was being walked with a choke leash. I think that it was being used improperly and he was being dragged on the ground, because I would go walking with him and he would lie down and just want to stay there. And so if I was running, he would lie down and just let himself be dragged for a few seconds. And until I released the pressure and comforted him, he would not stand back up. He showed me that it was the norm for him to be dragged along the ground like that. There was some evidence on him that he had been hurt previously, including having his canines cut, probably with like some kind of clipper. He had his tail cut and he had his ear cut, and he has a lot of scarring on his body. When I brought Diego home, first of all, when I tried to pick him up and put him in the car, he bit me and he had diarrhea all over me and my car. Luckily I had a tarp. Tarp things, guys. Then when we got home, I was living in an apartment upstairs and we had to go up one flight of stairs and he wouldn't go up the stairs. So I sat at the top of the stairs for a very long time, maybe like 45 minutes, to see if he would like come up the stairs, and I had tied him to the railing, but long enough that he would be able to kind of go up most of the way. He didn't. He lay there petrified, unable to move for that entire time. And my neighbors were kind of wondering what was going on, and everyone said I was going to return the dog and that, you know, I was crazy. I didn't know what I got myself into. I knew after all that he'd been through, he deserved to have a good home and have someone give him the time and the patience that it took to get through the process. I finally decided I was gonna carry him up the stairs, and he's pretty heavy, but you know, I could carry him, but it did involve a lot of diarrhea. And the first week he had had so many accidents simply from being scared when I tried to put the leash on him that I would leave the door open and I would put him in a huge crate. This crate was huge for him. And what happened was, my boyfriend, the love of my life, my darling, the same one I'm with now, lived across from me at the apartment. So I left my door and his door open so I could hear if they were barking or if something went wrong. So what Diego did was flip the cage with him in it all the way over and managed to jam his body and bend all of the wires and break some of the wires, and got out in about 20 minutes. And we found him because luckily when I picked him up, I had already ordered a really cool collar for him that had my phone number on it, and someone caught him about 20 miles away. But it did take a day and a half or 2 days to find him. And I was so happy because I didn't think we were ever gonna find him. I'd never lost a dog like that. Oh, Brittany, it's gonna be your turn soon. And what's on you? Good Lord. And yeah, I was so happy that we found him, and I feel like that sort of strengthened our bonding a little bit, because he knew that even if he ran away, I was still gonna bring him home. But that was a really big struggle, and I finally got to the point where I was so fed up with him trying to bite me, and it was only out of fear, of course. He would never attack someone. He would never go up to someone and try and hurt them or anything like that. He would never do that. He's really great with kids now, and he always has been, but he's always been like a little bit wary, but now he'll go up to kids and let them like climb on him and do whatever. But if I tried to put a collar on him, he was so scared. There was one where I got bit so hard, I want to be honest about the experience I had with trying to bring Diego out of his old habits, because he bit me so many times that there were times where I would just lose it on him and be so mad and so upset and so fed up. And I was just pissed and I was frustrated and I was stressed out and sleep deprived and tired of cleaning and just so done. And I never gave up on him. I never thought about it. But for those of you out there who are considering getting, you know, a true rescue, a dog that really, really needs help, it's so important to understand that it's gonna be a hard road and you're not gonna be perfect and you're gonna lose your shit sometimes. But that's okay. Do your best not to, but it does happen, and it's not smooth sailing. Those people who are like, oh yeah, it's all smooth sailing, you know, I never lose my temper at the dog, or like, I never really mad or really frustrated, or it was just like a constant beautiful healing process. Yeah, there were beautiful parts about it. Diego got better, and he's really happy, and he's great with TJ, and he's great with the cats, and he's great with kids, and he's great with people. By no means should you think that if it's not smooth sailing that you're doing something wrong with your rescue dog, because rescue dogs can be pieces of work, and it takes a lot of patience, a lot of time, and sometimes just pure determination and like just true grit to get through it. The point about Diego is that he's come a long way, and he's still, you know, sort of has some weird behaviors, but compared to where he came from, he's so much better. He can actually have a life. He's happy. He has relationships with us, the people. Okay, so hopefully my cats are gonna show up. Brittany! Brittany! Brittany boo boo! Okay, so Brittany and Nikki actually have the same story, and I don't know where Nikki is. Usually she hangs out in the backyard. But I was on Craigslist looking for some piece of furniture, and I saw a post that a volunteer had posted from the Orange County shelter that said there are gonna be 3 cats that are gonna be put down. And I went in and I said, you know, do you know which cats are gonna be put down? And they said, you know, the oldest ones are always put down. So I found 2 of the oldest cats and the absolute 2 oldest cats. And they were Nikki and Brittany. This is my Brittany. They both came with those names. Diego came with his name too. TJ I named. And she's such a princess, and she's very much like a dog, and she's very talkative. She's not mad at me, she's just very talkative. And she likes to play, and if, you know, she wants what she wants, but she doesn't want me to leave her alone. So most cats, you know, they're really picky. They don't want to be pet this way, or they don't want to be pet that way, or they don't want to be carried like a baby, or they don't want to be manhandled. Like I'm manhandling my cat right now. But she'll still hang out. Like she hasn't left. She's right here. Unlike most cats, which will just, you know, leave and just be like, oh, we're not friends anymore. She gives me a really hard time and then comes straight back to me. So she's very verbal. So sometimes when I pick her up, she will like scream. You know, like the cat's version of screaming. Not super loud, but enough that people are like, oh my god, why doesn't she scratch you? No, my cats do not scratch me. My dogs don't bite me. Now I've learned I'm alpha female. They understand. I have 4 animals. They understand I'm alpha female because if I get bitten, I bite them back. And that, I know, like Cesar Millan is like, but you know what? Cesar Millan had problems training dogs too before he was like the true Cesar Millan, right? They have a pack mentality. So, yeah, they don't bite me. They don't scratch me. Ever. Never, ever. Ever. Yeah, so I really want to interview Nikki, but she's out in the world right now, so I'm gonna go to the beach with my friends, and I will catch you guys later. Hey guys, so I'm back with my little Nick-Nick. I just wanted to share my little Nick-Nick. She's very tolerant of me. She loves to cuddle and she purrs all the time, which makes me unclear about when she's happy and when she's sad. And she always does this with her tail even when she's happy. So the normal indicators of cats being annoyed and happy like just don't apply to her. She does not like people approaching her, and she talks like Brittany does. You know, she says things and tries to communicate, but very, very quietly. She's sort of annoyed with me right now because I went to videotape and then the battery pack was dead. So I had to go find the charger and find the battery and change the battery carrying her like this. So she's sort of like wondering what the heck is going on. But this is my little Nick-Nick. I adopted her at the same time as I adopted Brittany. She gets along with the dogs, but not with Brittany. They do not like each other, and I cannot figure out who starts it. They both seem to start it at different times, and apparently like female cats don't normally get along. She's purring. She's happy or sad? I don't know. And she could totally claw the heck out of me because her nails are really long. But she actually likes to be sort of cuddled very closely, and she likes to sleep with her head under here, you know, under my chin when I'm laying down. She's the one that keeps almost suffocating me with her tail when I'm sleeping. Look at my two little booty tats in the same place. I love you guys. I love you. Say hi. See, this is dangerous because my face is in between them. Brittany's mad at me because she's hungry. Are you hungry? It's dinner time. I just got home from school. Andy, come here. Diego, a 65-pound dog, is afraid of my 6-pound cat. That's how feisty this cat is. But she's nice to me. I guess if you're over 100 pounds, then she doesn't mess with you. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. I really love my animals. They're my family, so thank you so much for watching. If you like more videos and you want like more animal-based videos, let me know. I cannot imagine anything more fun. And yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment below. If you have an animal, please share it with me because they're so cute. I just love them to death. Yeah. Bye. I love you, princess. Can you say hi? Hi, Brittany. She wants to bite me, but she would never. She'll pretend, but she would never. And then she's not gonna leave. She's gonna hang out with me. She's the old lady.